Do you want an 800 credit score? In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the most important credit factors if you want an 800 credit score and actually want a funding ready credit profile to match that 800 credit score. My name is Credit Coach Nicole Scott. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. All right, so the blueprint is fairly easy. There are 6 major factors when it comes to building out not only a funding ready credit report, but an 800 credit score to match it. So either way someone would break it down, you have an extremely strong credit report and credit score. The number one factor is your payment history. Payment history. You got to pay everything that is on your credit report on time. I understand sometimes months are tougher than others and we have to utilize or overutilize some of our credit cards, and that's okay because that can always change. Now, on-time payments and making those on-time payments is very, very challenging in some times, but we have to commit to it. Even if it's just the minimum amount due, you must make sure to pay everything as agreed, aka on time. Now, you're not going to get a 30-day late payment until you are 30 days past that due date, but you never want to allow yourself to get to that point. You want to make sure that you have auto pay set up for the minimum amount due, and make sure that's on your calendar because you don't want to risk getting a late payment. Late payments are the hardest thing to correct on a credit report, especially on an open credit card. It's almost impossible unless you have the company provide a goodwill adjustment. And you most certainly can ask them, but it is challenging and it's the hardest thing to get corrected once it's reported. So to avoid all of that, please make sure to pay everything on time. And if for some reason you're dealing with a financial hardship, call the bank and communicate that with them. Sometimes car lenders are able to defer car payments to the end of your loan. So if you're like, hey, I'm going through a rough time, they can defer maybe 1 or 2 months of your car payment to the end of the loan term so you don't get a late payment and you have a little bit of extra cash to have on hand. The second thing is credit utilization. This calculates all of your revolving credit accounts. Revolving are credit lines, a line of credit, a credit card, those 2 things. And what it means is basically if your credit limit is $10,000 and you have $5,000 that you owe, that would be a 50% credit utilization. You are utilizing 50% of your credit limit, which is way too high, my friends. And even myself, I was uneducated at one point. I didn't pay attention to all of that. And that's why my credit score never went over 700. So it's really important to understand you want to keep your credit card utilization and lines of credit, the amount that you're utilizing, below 15%. And you might be thinking, well, that's not a lot. No, it's not. But if you want your credit report to be a good score plus funding ready, you really only want a balance on one credit card. To be optimized fully, keep that credit utilization overall below 5%, no higher than 10%. Okay? So if your overall credit that you have on your credit report is, say, $50,000, you really want to make sure that you don't owe more than 10% of that. So that's about $5,000 or so. Next up is going to be your credit history. Credit history is 15% of your credit score. So that's really hard to be able to overcome. And that's why a lot of people leverage authorized user trade lines because it adds more credit history to your overall credit profile. Now, there are some FICO models out there that don't necessarily calculate AUs, which are authorized user trade lines, into your score. But it's not always about score, right? You're going going to get those AUs to boost up your score. You're going to get those AUs to help boost up those credit limits as well. That's how you get higher limit credit cards, piggybacking off other people's good credit, right? So if you have mom, dad, grandma, they have 100% payment history, high credit limits, have them add you on as an authorized user. It's no harm to them, and it's going to help you just tremendously. Or you can buy them. I sell them. You can reach out, comment the word trade lines. I'll send you the list and get you on our mailing list. So far we have 65% between credit history and credit utilization. And guess what? Nobody can really help that but you. You're the only one that has total control over paying your bills on time, not getting late payments, and your revolving credit usage. Between those two factors, that's over half. That's 65%. Now we add in credit history, right? So basically with the history, you don't want to close credit cards. Once you have them open, you want to keep them open. Even if you hate them, you're like, I'm never going to use them again. I don't care for credit one. I'm never going to use it. I just don't want it. Great. Don't want it then, but don't close it. Keep that card open, put it in a drawer. Don't use it, cut it up, whatever, but keep that account open. So every month it is reporting an on-time payment. Even if you don't owe anything, it's still reporting that history and you're still gaining more and more history. Because in order for you to have an 800 credit score, your average history needs to be a little bit on the higher side, closer to like 10 years, to be honest, if you really want to maximize everything. Now, for my credit profile, I'm continuously adding new accounts. So my average right now is about 5 years and 8 months. That's basically what you need for kind of like that cutoff for an 800 credit score. You need probably a good 5 or more years. Okay, that's going to be 15% of that credit factor. Next, we have our two 10% categories, which are new credit. Okay. And you can see I'm a yellow on the new credit because I'm continuously adding new stuff. That's also where your inquiries are going to go. Okay. New credit and credit inquiries are 10% of your credit score. So that's why when people are going after funding sequences or funding rounds, you should do them all at the same time so you can take that hit initially and then, basically just nurture those relationships over the next 6 to 12 months, bring your score back up, and then go after another sequence of funding. But you want to do it strategically so you're not consistently opening new accounts. When I do open up stuff, I try to make it in the same 30-day period because that way I can wait and not apply for anything for the next 6 to 12 months while those accounts age. And one of the last things, not the last, but one of the last is your credit mixture. You need to show the bank that you can manage different types of credit accounts, whether they're credit cards, revolving credit accounts, or installment credit accounts. Funny story is I had someone that had an 800 credit score and I needed a cosigner for a car. This was a long, long time ago, and they got denied. The reason why they got denied, even with the 800 credit score, is because they did not have comparable credit. They had never financed a vehicle of that caliber, nor have they ever financed a vehicle, period. So they were denied. So that's why it's really important to create the credit profile that you desire. If you are going to be going after high limit credit cards, you got to build up to that. If you're going after higher valued auto loans, you have to build up to that. Doing pledge loans, secured loans with credit unions, that's a great way to build up to that. Getting, loans from places like SoFi. If you haven't watched my SoFi video, watch that, or the Lightstream video, because you can get $35,000 to $50,000 and then more 6 to 12 months down the road, but use those funds to create more personal primary trade lines on your credit report by doing pledge loans, aka secured savings loans with credit unions. Okay. So build up to that, because if you've never financed a $35,000 or $50,000 loan, installment loan, right, and paid those off and showed your ability to pay on time over time, what makes you think you're going to get approved for a $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 auto loan, right? You have to look at this from the bank's perspective, and building credit is all about progression, right? We go here, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 60,000, 80,000. We're moving up the ladder, and that takes time, and it takes time to progress. And it's about a 2 to 4 year process that you really need to be committed to. Make sure everything is all aligned together. You have a plan and you're taking action, most importantly, right? These are the credit factors that we all must focus on. And then last but not least is derogatory, aka negative accounts. If you have collection accounts, if you have charged off accounts, get those things resolved. You cannot or should not apply for funding when you have negative accounts on your credit profile, okay? And not all derogatory marks are going to show up right under the credit factors. Sometimes you actually have to go through the credit report and see, in fact, if there is any collection accounts or charge-offs on the credit report, because that can get you denied or it can get you low limit approvals. If you're stuck in $500 credit approvals, chances are you might have some negative stuff on your credit profile that needs to be resolved before you apply for any funding, okay? Or if you are constantly denied, you want to make sure that you don't have any fraud alerts or consumer statements on your credit report. If you went through credit repair, chances are you might have some sort of consumer statement or fraud alert. We don't ever ask for these, but sometimes the credit bureaus just put them on because you went through disputing things on your credit profile. So those are the main 6 credit factors that you really need to focus on if you are serious about your credit score. You want an 800 credit score. You want to become funding ready. This is a blueprint right here. It's simple. All you have to do is go through your credit report and determine what things you need to work on. Now, if you're not sure, this is just overwhelming for you. Hey, you need help, got questions. I have mini coaching calls. I also have hour coaching calls that you can set up a one-on-one call with me, or you can even join the credit community, and all of the links are in the description below. So visit that, comment the word kit. I'll send you my free credit kit. It's got a ton of stuff in there about personal credit, business credit, trade lines, and everything essentially that you need to get you started and get you kickstarted in this free credit kit. Again, guys, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Turn those notifications on. My name is Credit Coach Nicole Scott. Share this with a friend, and most importantly, I'll see you on the next video.